Hi, and welcome to Ampleforth's biweekly community office hours. I am Matt Coolidge, and I'll be the voice that you hear here for the next few minutes. More on that shortly. These office hours are going to look a bit different than previous iterations, starting with these slides. We're doing this because there's a ton of ground to cover, lots of exciting updates around the project, and we don't want anything lost in the shuffle. We look forward to your feedback as a community. We'll certainly be continuing to modify this format as it makes sense to do so. The overarching goal here, as always, is to be transparent and accessible for the entire Ampleforth community, including the many of you who are not in time zones that are conducive to joining these calls live. Going forward, you can expect to see updates in this format on a biweekly basis, followed by the AMA with the Ampleforth team, as always. With that, let's jump in. Today, we're going to be covering broadly three categories. First is just celebrating some recent milestones for the project. Certainly from there, we're going to be previewing what's next. There's a lot on the near and medium term roadmap that we want to talk about and share some updates around. And again, we will conclude, as always, with a live AMA with Evan, Brandon, Simon, and the Ampleforth team. Want to share just a little bit more context on why we're making this change and more specifically why we're doing it now. Mention that the goal here is universal accessibility for the community, including the many of you who can't join live and want to make sure you're not missing important updates. We will be publishing these slides to the Ampleforth blog as well as our YouTube channel within a day or so of this meeting and all ensuing biweekly community updates. We're doing this now because it is a really pivotal, really exciting moment for Ampleforth. And it's really important as we're delivering these updates to the larger community that nothing is lost in the shuffle. You've heard a lot from Evan, Brandon, and others lately about the beginning of the AMPL utility era. You have AMPL now, there's wrapped AMPL. Increasingly, we're seeing a lot of exciting utilities for AMPL that go beyond even just lending and borrowing. With that, more eyeballs are coming to this project by the day. It's not always the easiest project to immediately grasp or understand. So our efforts as a community are going to be critical here to making this a really welcoming, conducive, welcoming place that's conducive to growing a much larger community. We want these decks to be a key knowledge hub for informing community members and community discussions as we continue to grow. And make no mistake, this will be a collective effort. We absolutely want your feedback on this format, whether it's making sense, whether the updates are being articulated clearly. But beyond that, we want to make sure that we're making space for all members of the Ampleforth community to share relevant ideas and updates. We want to make space in this meeting for those of you who want to present to this larger community. If you do have anything that you'd like to talk about in upcoming office hours, email AMPLitheater@ampleforth.org, the address you see here on this slide. And we just ask for your name or alias and just a brief overview of what you'd like to present, and really looking forward to getting this going. So the project is growing, as I mentioned a couple times, and I'll start by introducing myself a bit more formally. My name is Matt Coolidge. I have joined the team to help drive marketing efforts. I have 5 years full-time of experience in crypto and Web3. Prior to this, I was general manager at Serotonin, a large go-to-market firm that works with projects across the space on really all things marketing. Prior to that, I led communications at Chainlink and have also worked previously with Gemini and Consensus, among others. Have been an Ample head for quite a while here and really glad to be working more directly with this fantastic team. Beyond marketing, I think, as you know, we are very actively hiring on the engineering front. Brandon has given some good updates on that. There's a couple of open roles at ampleforth.org/careers. Would love to hear from you if you or anybody you know is interested. So want to quickly look back at Q4, which was a very, very exciting period for this project, highlighted by a couple of key moments. First and foremost, there was the long-awaited Avalanche integration. We've been really, really humbled by just the support and excitement we're seeing from the larger Avalanche community and action that we're seeing in terms of new members coming to Ampleforth. Two really big milestones we've already seen are seeing farms launch on both Trader Joe and Pangolin. And we're seeing a lot more, and there's a lot more happening behind the scenes with Avalanche. So look for more on that front, but really exciting to see Ampleforth's L1 footprint continue to expand. Aave and AMPL has been a major story, perhaps the major story of Q4. Nothing spoke to the growth and excitement there better than seeing AMPL crack the top 5 assets on Aave. Wrapped AMPL was also born in the last quarter. There's a lot more happening there and a lot of really exciting updates coming, but really great to see efforts from the community already, including the WAMPL wrapper UI from AMPL Tools. And another community initiative that we wanted to shout out from recent months was the launch of Hourglass, which came from a recent Chainlink hackathon. Congrats to that team. Really, really exciting project. It's collateralized borrowing built on Mooncake. And speaking of Mooncake, I think that's a good transition to some updates in terms of what's next. And again, this is just really a brief overview. We will be digging in further on any topic you like here with the AMA, with the team that's going to follow immediately after this presentation. So we will be launching our first Avalanche Geyser. Ampleforth will be launching this month, the first Avalanche Geyser. Look out for more detail on that very soon. Very excited to see that go. We've also been talking a bit recently in Discord and other forums about boosted pools. There's going to be a lot more updates to come there, but the big takeaway here is that this is going to unlock a new functionality for AMPL. Think about AMPL being potentially an input for this. It's going to be another major financial innovation from Balancer and from Ampleforth, who have been real pioneers at the forefront of DeFi from day one. So lots coming there. And certainly it's going to unlock the ability to get on Balancer V2, which is critical here, and give new ways for LPs to earn yield from their AMPL. In the medium term, look for more updates even beyond balance pools on WAMPL, and then certainly a lot more L1 and L2 integrations in the pipeline. Finally, I wanted to close things out before we get to the AMA with two very specific asks for the community, two things that you can do today to help grow, and certainly look for more on this front, more specific asks coming from us as this project continues to evolve. First and foremost, if you have a friend that you think is interested in Ampleforth, introduce them, get them on the Discord server. There's a ton of resources out there. I'm just going to pick two very easy and quick ones right now. The first is the Red Book, which is the most comprehensive and accessible overview written of Ampleforth as a project that's out there. For the more visually inclined that prefer the TLDR version, we do have a growing library of videos on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check those out. There's a number of new ones in development as well, but really looking to create more visual, how does AMPL work explainers. And then the second ask is have them sign up for the AMPL Talk newsletter. You may have noticed that beginning last month, we've really revamped this entire newsletter. It's going to be going out monthly. This month's edition is coming next month. You can sign up at ampleforth.org/community. It's always going to be a great place to get the latest and greatest Ampleforth updates. So be sure you let anybody who's interested know. And with that, look forward to turning things over to the larger team and catching up on Discord for an AMA session. Thank you. Oh, man.